everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and today I'm going to play a great old serial for you. This is Zorro's Black Whip. This is a 1944 serial by Republic Pictures. Very cool. Now, out of the, how many serials have we played so far? I think this might be the first one that we did that is a Republic Pictures serial. I think so far we've done Columbia and Universal. You know, a lot of folks out there really think that Republic Pictures was the tops when it comes to making serials, and it is true that they were definitely specialized in serials, and they had a great team. One of the things that they did is that they collected a bunch of very minor studios all together, like Mascot and others, and all came under the Republic Pictures umbrella. A lot of the folks that joined them kind of regretted it later and ended up leaving, but they did get a really strong talent pool put together, like the Lydecker brothers and some other folks like that. In this serial, it stars Linda Stirling, and she just did, what was it, The Tiger Woman, also in 1944, was her first serial role, and now also in 1944, she's playing in Zorro's Black Whip. You would have to say she is the lead. She's the star of this one by far. Now, I don't want to talk about the story too much. It is really cool. It is really cool story, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy this one. Hey, let's do a quick little giveaway, though. So what I'm going to say to you guys is this. Count up how many times a character in episode number 1 of Zorro's Black Whip says the word Zorro. And leave a comment down below and let us know how many times you count. And if you get the number right, here we go. If you get the number right, while supplies last, we will send you a really cool, you'll have a chance to get a really cool Pulp Alley sticker. Very cool. Now, while supplies last, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get one, but hopefully you will if you leave a comment below and tell us how many times does a character say the word Zorro in episode number 1 of Zorro's Black Whip. So let's get it started. Here it is. Zorro's Black Whip, episode number 1.
Looting, arson, murder. It's going on all over this territory. Immigrants crossing our borders are being attacked and slaughtered. My stages are being held up almost every run. No man's life or property is safe, and not a hand is being raised to put a stop to it.
It can't be stopped. Not as long as we have no organized law enforcement in this territory. That's why my paper's been hammering on the benefits statehood would bring us.
Well, that's your answer. I'm marshal here, but my authority ends at the edge of town. There's no one to fight the outlaws outside the township, unless he's got nerve enough to do it on his own hook, like the Black Whip.
Well, maybe the Black Whip works outside the law, but he sure works for it. Why, he's saved plenty of settlers and ranchers from outlaw attacks. That's true, but we can't depend on one masked man to fight this reign of terror. We've got to find other ways.
I have found another way. That's why I called this meeting. The outlaws went too far when they stole federal funds from my bank. I telegraphed Washington, and there's a federal commissioner on his way here to take charge of things until we hold the statehood election.
What's wrong, Hammond?
Oh, everything. Federal commissioner's coming in this afternoon to investigate that bank job and to take charge of this district until the election.
What are we going to do?
What we're not going to do is lose the big stakes that we've been playing for. It's up to you to see that that commissioner never reaches Crescent City.
Why, he's a government man.
No matter who he is, he can't come in here and smash what I've built up. We organized to take what we wanted from stages, wagon trains, and settlers. We're running this territory to suit ourselves, and we can keep it that way if we keep statehood out.
All right. I reckon we can take care of the commissioner. Come on, Harris.
Now, wait a minute. There's just one complication. The Meredith girl is driving the commissioner in from the railroad, and she'll be a witness to what happens.
That's right. I guess we'll have to...
No, capture her. We'll hold her prisoner and force her brother to close down his newspaper. That'll stop his crusading for statehood. You got all the aces up your sleeve. Take enough men with you and be sure of the job.
All right. I reckon we can take care of just one man and a girl.
I've heard a lot about this Black Whip. Who is he?
He's kept his identity a secret so far.
I wonder why he doesn't come into the open and declare himself.
Probably because he's just one man against so many outlaws. If they knew who he was, his life wouldn't be worth a cent.
That's right.
I expected to find somebody in trouble when I picked up this nut down the road away.
Well, we're certainly glad to see you, sir. And this. Oh, do you belong in these parts?
No, I'm a surveying engineer for the Transcontinental Railroad. My name is Dick Gordon.
Glad to know you, Mr. Gordon. My name is James Bradley, Special Commissioner for the government. And this is Miss Barbara Meredith of Crescent City.
How do you do?
I'll get the wheel.
You saved us a lot of trouble, Mr. Gordon, and we're grateful.
I'm glad I happened along. I guess we'd better get that wheel on.
black whip.
He's badly hurt. I'll get him into your rig.
No, wait. I've got to tell you.
Don't try to talk. We'll get you to a doctor right away, Mr. Bradley.
It's too late. Listen to me. Vic Gordon is one of my undercover agents. Vic, you'll have to carry on alone.
Not alone. My brother will help. But there must be something I can do.
There is, Barbara. I appoint you Vic's deputy. I can't give either of you written authority, but he will be your witness and you his. Stamp out these evils. Bring Idaho into the Union.
Randy! 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 Randy!
Herald editor murdered. Found dead at ranch. An unknown murderer last night ended the brilliant career of Randolph Meredith, owner and publisher of this newspaper. Although there was no clue to the actual killing, the crime was undoubtedly instigated by the lawless element that has resented Meredith's crusade for statehood. His sister, Miss Barbara Meredith, will take charge of the paper and continue the fight.
Any of your men do the job?
None that I know of.
Meredith made plenty of enemies with that paper.
Yes, and one of them did us the favor of removing it.
Yeah, but if that girl runs it, the newspaper will still be in our hair plenty.
No, she's asking for trouble. I tried to talk her out of it and tell her how dangerous it was. But she's full of big, noble ideas. She's even going to improve the plant. New presses and equipment coming in this afternoon.
That's mighty interesting. How are they coming in?
By wagon train from the railroad terminal?
You want me to take care of them?
Yes. We must do a thorough job of this. Before you go, I want you to wreck that Herald office down to the last stick of type.
That'll be a pleasure. Where's Miss Meredith?
Out at the ranch. Yep. What can I do for you?
Just get your hands up, quick.
What is this? I got nervous indigestion.
Shut your trap and get over.
Now,
Get a rope.
now, wait a minute. I've got to take a pill.
Howdy. You in charge here?
Yeah, what do you want?
I'm Vic Gordon, surveyor for the Transcontinental Railroad. I want to run an ad for some laborers.
You'll have to come back when Miss Meredith's here. She handles the ad stuff.
All right. Tell her I was here, will you? Drop it. Get over there. Drop your gun.
Hello? Oh, yes, 10 Point.
The bandits wrecked the office, Miss Barbara. Yep, two big thugs. They're gonna grab our new presses. I put up an awful battle. And then Vic Gordon drove the...
Calm down, 10 Point. Never mind the rest of the story. What about the new press?
They've got men waiting on the road at Triangle Rocks to grab the freight wagon.
I'll try to stop them.
Somebody's after him. We'll pot that pigeon before he knows we're here. Don't shoot him, rope him. He's out cold. What do you want him alive for?
He's cut in on our play twice now, and I want to find out what his game is. He's been acting mighty curious.
comes the wagon with the press. We'll take Gordon to the shack. You bring along the horses.
This meeting has been called at the request of Mr. Gordon, surveyor for the Transcontinental Railway Company. He's already run up against some of the problems that confront us in dealing with these outlaws. And he has a plan which he hopes will uncover their leader and break up the band. I'm sure we'll welcome any idea he suggests.
You bet we will. We'll be mighty glad to listen.
Let's have it, Gordon. Thank you, gentlemen. Whoever's behind these attacks obviously doesn't want this territory to become a state. He must be caught. If the law can't reach him, perhaps money will.
You mean buy him off?
No. I suggest we raise a large fund and offer reward to anyone who will tell us who he is.
How do we raise this fund?
By asking ranchers, businessmen, and citizens to contribute every cent they can.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Well, I'll put in all I can. You can count on me.
Well, I'm with you 100%. Since Gordon thought of this plan, I propose that he take full charge in collecting this fund.
Good enough.
Suits me. He's elected. It's all in your hands, Gordon.
Thank you.
$10,000 reward offered for exposure of outlaw leader. This large sum has been pledged to Mr. Gordon of the Transcontinental Railway. It'll be paid to anyone giving information that results in exposing the leader of the outlaws.
10,000's a lot of dough.
That's enough to tempt some of our men to talk out of turn.
We could stop the whole business by knocking Gordon off before he collects the money.
No, he'll have it all collected by tonight.
Well, then how...
I don't know yet. You stick around. I'll figure out something by then.
75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. The total is correct, Gordon. $10,000. You've done a fine job. I hope this will run the rascals to earth. Sure to tempt some of them to talk, eh, Hammond?
Well, I hope so.
Is it too late to put the money in your bank?
Yes, the time locks have been set for the night, but I'm sure Hammond wouldn't mind keeping it in his vault till morning.
No, I'll be glad to.
Well, I'm glad that's been taken care of. See you later, gentlemen.
Good night, DeWaltz. There you are.
How much longer do you expect to stay here, Mr. Hammond?
Well, I don't know. About an hour or so. Why?
I'd like to keep an eye on the place tonight.
You think that's necessary?
Well, I feel sort of responsible for that money.
I see. All right.
I promised Miss Meredith I'd give her a list of the contributors and the amounts they gave. I'll be back before you close so I can stand guard. All right with you?
Sure thing. You run along. I'll be here when you get back.
Thanks.
Hello? For you, Rick.
Hello? Speaking. Yeah? What? Repeat that. Yes, I'll be there. Who is this? Looks like our scheme has worked. Someone after the reward wants me to meet him right away at Council Rock.
It may be a trap to get the money.
I don't think so. He didn't ask for it in advance, and I'm not taking it along.
I think you'd better take a witness.
No. He said I was to come out alone or he wouldn't talk. I'll meet him there, and then we'll act on his information. I'd better be going.
Good luck.
Thanks. So long.
Now what?
I think Vic's walking into a trap.
Oh, Miss Barbara, you ain't going out there, are you?
Yes. He may need help.
I'm Vic Gordon. Are you the man who telephoned me?
Yes, where's the money?
You didn't ask me to bring the money. You'll get it when you name the outlaw leader.
That won't be necessary. We know the money is in Hammond's vault, and we'll have it before morning. This is just a trick to get you out of the way.
Quick, after him!
When you get the money, set the explosion so it'll blow that vault open. You know, this has got to look like the real thing. So no one will suspect me.
Those in this. Set the explosion. Hold it.
Turn around. Now march. You ain't going in place, mister. Drop that gun.
Light that fuse. Light that fuse. Hurry it up. The Black Whip!
They blew the safe.
Get back in there.
Marshal, the thieves are getting away.
What's this all about? We heard an explosion, and we caught Gordon here trying to run away.
I was after the men who blew that safe.
Let's get this straight. I was knocked on the head. The $10,000 was taken from the vault. You were supposed to come back here and guard that money. Now, why didn't you?
I was following a clue. I got a telephone call from a man who said he had information about the leader of the outlaws.
Can you prove that?
Yes, I have witnesses. Miss Meredith and 10 Point Jackson were there when the call came.
They didn't hear the other end of that conversation. That phone call could have been part of your alibi, and the man who made it could be on his way to the border right now with the money.
That's right.
Sure he could.
Gordon, one of the men that attacked you?
Oh, I don't know. They sneaked up behind me, told me not to turn around, and hit me on the head.
Oh, one of them spoke to you, huh? Could it have been Gordon's voice?
Well, as a matter of fact, I thought it was Gordon. Thought it was sort of a joke.
I had the money in my hand this afternoon. If I wanted to steal it, I wouldn't have brought it back here.
That's just what a smart crook would do. You thought that was the best way for you to get away with it. I tell you,
Better save that for your trial, Gordon. You're under arrest. Come on. Good morning, Miss Meredith.
Good morning. May I speak with Mr. Gordon alone?
Well, I reckon it's legal for the press to interview a prisoner. I'll be right outside.
Vic, there must be some way to clear you of this ridiculous charge.
It may be ridiculous, Barbara, but the evidence is all against me.
But you could clear up everything by explaining that you're a government agent.
If I did that, my usefulness would be over.
If there were only some way we could prove that you were led into a trap by that mysterious telephone call.
The Black Whip helped me escape from that trap. Maybe he'd back my story if he'd read it in your paper.
I'll print it at once.
Sure glad you came, Miss Barbara. Yep, there's a heap of trouble brewing.
What's the matter, 10 Point?
Well, there's a bunch of men down at the saloon organizing to break into the jail and get Vic Gordon.
We've got to do something to stop them.
Nope, too many of them, and they ain't aiming to be stopped by anyone.
The return of that money could stop them. It's a slim chance. But I'm going to ride out on the trail where I lost track of the bandits last night. I may find a clue that will lead me to them.
Now, look, Miss Barbara, you hadn't ought to go get mixed up in this.
We can't take chances on Gordon coming to trial. The railway attorneys will defend him and probably get him off. So I had Wagner bring in some of his men to take care of him.
I wish I could help him.
No, you better get out of town. You're too well known around here.
What about the reward money?
Well, have Harris take it to Capital City for safekeeping until this thing blows over.
Right.
deal with crooks like Gordon. And it's up to us to do it.
That's right, son. That's right.
He got us to donate our money for the reward. And then stole it. Well, are we going to stand by and let him get away with that?
No, we ain't. We'll teach these outlaws a lesson. Well, it's about time something was done.
Right.
Wagner and his men will take care of that Gordon, all right.
Wanger's men are going to take Gordon out of jail.
Looks like we'll have no more trouble with him. What do we do next?
The boss wants you to take the reward money over to Capital City right away.
Right.
Well, here it is. I'll be on the way.
Yeah.
We want the prisoner. Open that door. Take it easy, man. Gordon deserves a fair trial. Looks like this bunch means business, Vic. Come on, batter down the door. Here it comes. You better open up in there. That'll do it. There you are. Come on, give it to him. Put some weight on her now. Attaboy. Hit him. got to listen. Stop. You've got to listen to me.
You're going against all law and order. Whatever the charges are against this man, he deserves a fair trial.
We'll give him what he deserves, Hammond. And it'll be a warning to all crooks to keep out of this territory. Bring him along, men.
You're making a big mistake, man.
We want the prisoner. Open that door. Come on. There you are. Come on. Give it to him. Put some weight on her now. Attaboy. Hit him. Wait a minute, man. Stop now. You've got to listen. Stop. You've got to listen to me.
You're going against all law and order. Whatever the charges are against this man, he deserves a fair trial.
We'll give him what he deserves, Hammond. And it'll be a warning to all crooks to keep out of this territory. Bring him along, men.
You're making a big mistake, man.
You got about 1 minute left to say where you hid that money you stole.
I told you I didn't steal it.
Oh, yeah? Black Whip.
What does it say?
Here's the stolen money and one of the men who took it. He can probably tell you who is behind him and his gang. And it's signed the Black Whip.
The Black Whip is right. This man is one of the bunch that attacked my wagon train in Eagle Pass.
What?
Yes. Come on, we'll take care of him right now.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Here, take it easy. We've had enough mob rule around here for one day.
He's right. I told you men you were making a mistake. Now let's not make another. We'll turn this man over to the marshal.
I'm with you there.
I guess that's the ticket.
Bring him along.
Black Whip captures bandit. Vic Gordon cleared of robbery charges. In his spectacular manner, the Black Whip recovered a $10,000 citizens fund and captured the bandit who stole it. What worries me, Marshal, is the story that Barbara printed. It says that on Friday you're taking Harris to Capital City, where he'll be tried by a federal judge.
Well, that's the truth. What's wrong about it?
We're pretty sure that Harris belongs to the organized gang that's trying to keep Idaho from becoming a state.
And now that they know your plans, they'll try to rescue Harris when you leave town with him.
Well, very likely. But I'll probably take along a deputy.
That won't help much if they attack in force. The best way would be to throw them completely off the track.
You got some kind of an idea?
Yes. Deputize me and turn Harris over to me tonight. I'll get him to the Glenville relay station and catch the Capital City stagecoach tomorrow morning. In the meantime, don't let anybody talk to him.
That sounds like a good scheme. I stay here in town. Everybody will think the prisoner's still here in jail. All right, I'll do it. I'll fix you up some papers to take along.
Good. I'll pick them up tonight when I take Harris out. Come on, Barbara.
This is sort of coming down in the world, isn't it?
What is?
I mean, for a federal undercover agent to be deputized by a small-town marshal.
I hadn't thought of that. But I can't very well tell them who I am till after the election for statehood.
Hey, Marshal.
Yeah?
Will you do something for me?
That all depends.
I won't be needing this watch where I'm going. That's all I got left to send my wife. Will you ship it to her by express?
All right. What's her address?
Mrs. Ed Harris, Laramie, Wyoming.
Mrs. Ed Harris, Laramie, Wyoming. When did the marshal bring this in?
Just before we closed last night. He said Harris wanted it sent by express.
There's something funny about this.
What's funny about Harris sending something to his wife?
Just this. Harris hasn't got a wife, never had one. He must be trying to send a message to us from jail.
I don't see why. He knows we'll never let the marshal get to Capital City with him. His watch and chain. Is that all that's in there?
Yes. Now, what was he up to? Oh, why, of course. They're sneaking me out of jail tonight to catch the Capital City stage at the Glenville relay station in the morning.
They've crossed us up.
Not yet they haven't. That stage doesn't leave the relay station for an hour. You and your men can overtake it if you ride fast.
I'll make it.
City Herald.
10 Point, you'll have to go to press without me. I just saw Baxter and his men heading for the stage road. I'm afraid they found out about Harris.
Then you'd better stay away from there, Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara. All right, don't listen to me. But you'll get into some serious trouble. And it's mighty hard on my nerves, I can tell you.